In the last hour, Israel's defense ministry has confirmed that it has carried out a joint missile test with the United States in the Mediterranean. Now, the U.S. has a number of warships in the area. It's all part of preparations for a possible military strike against Syria. For more on this, let's go straight to Paul Brennan. He is live for us in Jerusalem. Paul, what more are you hearing about this?
Well, we've had confirmation, as you say, in the last few minutes from the Israeli Defense Ministry admitting that there was a joint exercise with American forces, between Israeli and American forces, this morning, Tuesday, in the Mediterranean. The timing of the exercise was at is that it was a test of anchor target missiles. It appears that missiles, two of them were fired by an Israeli aircraft for the purposes of testing up in the eastern Mediterranean region for the possibility that missiles might be used to attack Syrian targets, and the preparedness being for the possibility that there might be some retaliatory action if Syria decides to try and lob missiles back in the direction of the forces such as the American ships which are in the eastern Mediterranean and would most probably be used to fire those missiles at Syrian targets.
Now, the U.S. has made it very clear which direction they're going, or they want to go, with Syria. What's Israel's stance on this, and what has it been so far within this conflict?
Well, I confess, when I heard that the Israeli forces had been involved in this joint exercise, I was very surprised. The Israelis actually first denied any knowledge of these exercises and then within an hour admitted that they had been involved. And the reason why I'm surprised is because Israel has been at pains through these recent weeks to say it is taking no part at all in the conflict that's taking place in Syria, and it has been very much keeping at arm's length the prospect of any involvement with America or the European Union, any type of coalition involved in an attack against Syrian targets. It is obviously this is on Israel's doorstep, and they don't want to get involved. So it is highly unusual, I think, and like I say, I am surprised that Israel should be involved in this joint exercise with the Americans today, given the fact that it could be open to interpretation that it pulls Israel a little closer to the possibility of military strikes at some point in the coming weeks.
Very interesting developments. Paul Brennan, live for us in Jerusalem. Thank you. Well, as the U.S. and its allies press their case for military strikes against Syria, its people continue to suffer. The United Nations says that more than 2 million people have now fled to neighboring countries. 3/4 of them are women and children. 1 million refugees left in the first 5 months of this year alone. Over 111,000 have fled to Egypt. Jordan has taken in more than 519,000. Nearly 750,000 have crossed into neighboring Lebanon. And there are nearly 500,000 refugees in Turkey, while in Iraq there are more than 170,000.